Hey guys, it's Lee. Hey, today's a little bit different video. We are reviewing a Ferris. This is probably a 24, 23, 24, which they're going to be the same. It is a Ferris Z1, but this is, let's get over here and look at the sticker on it. It's a SRS, which means soft ride stand-on. So I had to read that. But who I have with me is a product specialist, Colton Medlin. Hope I got it right. Right here. So we're getting ready to put him on. He's going to walk over and tell us about this unit a lot better than I can, because I don't know that much about it. And we're going to turn it over to him right now, man.
All right, guys, this is our Z1 stand-on, the SRS, the soft ride. This is essentially the best way that I can describe our stand-ons. It's kind of like a F-150, F-250, and F-350. So this is our Z1. This is essentially our F-150. Smaller engine, smaller frame, smaller pumps, all the things. So we have Kawasaki engine options and Briggs Vanguard engine options on all of our commercial grade units. This one specifically is the Kawasaki. It's the 19 horsepower. And on the 36-inch deck, you can get the 19 Cowie or you can get the 23 Vanguard. The other deck option on this unit is a 48-inch deck. You can get the 22 Cowie or you can get the 23 Vanguard, and all of those engines are carbureted, right? The best way to describe this unit is it's just perfect for your cookie cutters, right? So getting in gates, specifically the 36-inch, if you got them real tight gates, or you can get the 48-inch, and depending on what your gate is and whatnot, you can get into some of those. So that's nice. All of our units run the Hydro Gear transaxles, and all of our units have the independent reservoirs for those. Just in case you were to have any sort of failure in one of those Hydro Gears, you wouldn't have any sort of cross-contamination, which is a nice feature. Cut heights on this bad boy, you got 4.5 inches all the way down to 1 3/4, and it goes in 1/4-inch increments right there. And it's just kind of like a car park brake. You got to pull back and push down to let it down. Obviously the 36 is going to be lighter than the 48, and then as you go up in terms of the deck size on the different units, those decks will be a little bit heavier, so sometimes you got to kind of throw your butt into it. Top speed on this unit is 8 miles an hour, and one of the real cool things on our stand-ons is we have what we call variable speed control, which is essentially a governor. So you know, it's got 3 settings right here, if you want to show them right here.
All right, let's see, where am I looking at
right
here? Yep.
It's got 3 settings right there, so it'll go 8, 6, 4. So you know, wide open parking lot, you got bigger hands, you're nice and familiar with the unit, you can go that full 8 mile an hour speed. Or you know, if you want to tone it back, you're in a super tight spot. Not necessarily on a hill as much with the Z1, because it's not necessarily designed for the hill, but on a hill, tight spot, got somebody not as familiar with the unit, maybe they got smaller hands, whatever. It just gives you some variability in your speed and whatnot. So that's a nice feature right there. This unit has a 5-gallon fuel tank, and it's right in the middle. And then it's got a little peephole right here. And a lot of guys ask why we did that. It's kind of hard to see it. Have the best light. You can see it in there.
I can see it.
The reason why we did that is, what I tell everybody. If you're running an open trailer, you don't want the sun beating your gauge down, right, and dimming it out. So, you know, it kind of keeps that protected so it doesn't beat it down. Obviously, the whole selling point on the Ferris is our comfortability. And our suspension. Now this unit does not have suspension. You can see it's a rigid frame machine, but the comfortability comes in right here with our suspension platform, which would essentially be our suspension seat. You can see that large shock right there. So when you're going over rougher terrain and whatnot, it's going to absorb that shock, and then you can kind of customize that to how you want it, because it's got 5 settings right here, right? Yeah. So you just take this pin out, pull that bolt, and you can adjust it however you like. That would be something that you would get acclimated to after you purchase the machine. Personally, I don't mess with it. I just kind of leave it on the factory setting. But I'm not cutting with it day in and day out. So obviously if I did, I would kind of mess with that. And that's something that you can
smash that like button, smash that like button, smash that like.
Another cool feature on this bad boy, the Hydro Gear releases are right here. So, you know, you just pop that bad boy right there. And you know, unfortunately, things.
So that's it right there.
Yes, sir. And you just do that right there. So that releases it.
And that allows you to push. It's what you're saying.
That allows you to push it if something were to happen. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that our stuff's never going to break. The stuff that God makes breaks all the time, so the stuff that we make, being so imperfect that we are, is definitely going to break. So that's just kind of how I worded that one. There's your park brake right there. And then you got, if you want to come around and show the pads right here, you got your knee notches, which is touching on our comfortability right there. Knee notches right there. So when you're standing on the platform, you want to be in kind of an engaged / athletic position, right? So your knees are going to go right in that knee notch right there, which is going to kind of hug you, right? And it's going to be a little more comfortable. I don't see a lot of competitors having this type of comfort pad right here, and especially on the Z3, it'll really hug you on the thighs right there. Real nice and comfortable. Another feature on this bad boy, which is nice, this used to be squared off, and you know, as you can imagine, you're doing this number sometimes. You don't want to have a corner digging in your shin or your knee or whatever, so we kind of 45 that, which is another nice comfortable thing right there. 23-inch back tires. A lot of the smaller stand-ons on the market do not have as big of tires, which I think is another nice commercial feature on the Z1. Obviously bigger tires are going to be nicer. 11-inch front flat free casters right here. Greasable spindles. These have the aluminum spindles on them. The 48 and the 36 will be aluminum spindles. But you see the grease point is right in the top right there. You might have to get a 90 degree. You need to,
I don't know if I can see it, but we know it's there.
When you're going to go grease it, you definitely need to drop the deck down. See it right there. There you go. Right in there. Another cool thing about our spindles, they are not sealed. So you can grease them bad boys as much as you want, and you'll never bust the seal. The grease will just fall right down to the bottom. So that's another nice feature right there.
Yep.
They recommend to grease them every 25 hours,
right?
Which is probably going to be safe on that one. And then you got grease points throughout the unit. Way back in. So you got one in each caster in the wheel, which will be on the outside. And then you got a grease point in the front fork. They do not come with the Zerk fitting out of the factory. They just get ripped off in transport and whatnot, and it just causes some headaches. So take that bolt out, put a Zerk fitting in there, pump that thing full of grease.
That's an easy process, yeah.
Yeah, that's not anything difficult. And then you got another grease point on the suspension components. So you got one right here on our floating deck right there.
Okay.
And then you got one right here.
All right.
And then you got one right here. And then you got two greasable spindles. And then on the other side, it'll match. So you got another one right here.
And this is a 2-blade system then.
Yep. Yes, sir. Yeah. Right here,
yep,
and right here.
Okay.
And then a grease point on the suspension platform. You got two. So there's one right there.
All right.
There's one right there. And then one on the deck lip, which is right there.
Yep. Yep.
Like I said, they say on the suspension components to do every 50 hours. I would just play it safe and run that thing every 25 hours. Keep it nice and greased up. Some guys never grease the suspension components, which is, you know, definitely don't recommend that, and they get away with it. But when you're looking at investing, you know, $10,000+ in a piece of equipment, I would recommend you keep that thing nice and greased up.
All right, so Colton is getting ready to let me get on here and give this a test drive. So let's see what it looks like. Nice smooth ride, perfect for getting in gates. So this is the Ferris Z1, and I'm gonna have to read this one more time, but it's SRS is what they're calling it, soft ride stand-on. All right, Colton, I appreciate you coming out. So how can they reach out to you
Three main platforms, Instagram and TikTok. That'll be at Ferris Mowers Colton Medlin. That'd be COLTONMEDLIN. And then on Facebook, you can just type in Colton Medlin, and my face should pop up on there. Give the Ferris Mowers Instagram and Facebook and TikTok a follow too. Reach out for any demos. If you're not in my area, I can get you in touch with who does cover your area, and we can get somebody out there with a unit to get you on there and get you a free demo and whatnot.
And what is your area exactly?
I cover Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia. I go to the panhandle of Florida. I'll go into South Carolina, and then the western parts of North Carolina. But we got guys in, where are they at? Pennsylvania, New York, Rhode Island, Virginia, North Carolina, Texas, Oklahoma, Louisiana. That's all we got right now. Yeah, we got a lot of guys. We got 6 guys on our team. They cover pretty large territories. So, like I said, if you want to demo something anywhere in that area, I can get you in touch with who you need to, and we'll get something set up for you guys.
And I plan on putting those links in the description.
Yes,
so,
sir.
all right, we're out.